Thank you for clicking on my video. Today, we are actually going to talk about some big news for the after and some major support that Misan Harriman received from the Duchess of Sussex. Let's get into it. It's great to not only have another Meghan sighting that we are definitely going to talk about, but we also get to catch up on the success of the critically acclaimed Netflix original short film, The After, the directorial debut of the creative savant Misan Harriman. This was a film I was excited to recap, and many of you felt the same, as it's actually one of my most successful royal reviews. This was such a deeply moving film, and I actually had to work hard during my recap to not just sing its praises the entire time, and I actually had to talk about the events of the movie. Before we get into the Netflix hosted screening and the behind the scenes of that, as well as Meghan's participation, let's take a quick sneak peek back at my recap, which is currently available now on this channel. I watched The After on Netflix, directed by Misan Harriman, and today we're going to talk about it. If you haven't seen it yet, pause this video, go to Netflix right now, watch The After. It's 18 minutes long. You have time. Watch The After and then come back, because this is going to contain spoilers, but it's not going to be nearly as fun to watch if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Now, I'll do my best to explain, but it's just so much better, and you'll be able to participate in the conversation if you watch it first. Now, The After, again, is a short film on Netflix directed by Misan Harriman, and the IMDb description says, in this intense short film, a grieving rideshare driver picks up a passenger who helps him confront his past. This person is clearly going through a lot. We see what offsets this depression and this downward spiral, and then we do get a glimpse of how he's going to handle it after. They pack so much into this 18 minutes that they somehow tell this very beautiful story, this very intense story, and leave you wanting so much more without you feeling like it was incomplete. Excellently directed by Misan Harriman and wonderfully portrayed by David Oyelowo. So first, let's get into the actual recap of the series of events. I'm gonna let y'all know there are spoilers ahead. You gotta watch the movie. So let's get started. Once again, this short film is on Netflix. It runs for about 18 minutes long, and they jam a lot into it, and it does not feel rushed. So I'm going to rate this, all things considered. I think this gets, from me, a 5 out of 5. I know that is a very tough rating to give because I rarely ever give 5s out of 5. This is a 5 out of 5. I feel like every aspect of this film touched on something, and I feel like every aspect of this film took such great care to tell the story. It didn't make the story something else. It didn't overly preach, you've got to let it go and feel. It didn't punch you. The film encompassed you. I felt like, as opposed to some films that can be inspirational, it can throw it at you and it can feel like, you know how sometimes people will try to encourage you, and what they say, although intended for good, can be offensive. like, only, what do they say? You can sleep when you die. I know that's supposed to be motivating, but no, your body needs rest. And you supposed to sleep. You supposed to sleep. Sleep. That's not helpful. Or like people who will be like, oh, don't be sad. And you're like, oh, okay, better wrap this up. Like, what do you want me to do? I actually had somebody hug me at a funeral once and say, oh, don't cry. No, wait a minute. You got Miss Bertha up there singing an Amazing Grace, giving it her guttural best, going off flat foot singing, chin to the floor, giving it, and you told me not to cry? Maybe come up with something else. So I felt like some films, they can intend to be inspirational, they can intend to tell a story, but they will punch you in the face with the message. Whereas I feel like this film more so caressed your psyche. That's the best way I can think to put it. I feel like it was like a soft feather against your cheek. Just remember to feel. This subtle feeling can just awaken your soul. And I feel like that's what it was. It was just a reminder to. So that was just a sneak peek into my recap. If you haven't seen the full thing, it's linked in the description box below, so feel free to check it out. But it's great to see the follow up to the after because I sang its praises the whole time. It even had people saying it was Oscar worthy. It definitely resonated with so many people. There are so many articles dissecting it, and it's only 18 minutes long. So to have that kind of engagement for a short film is pretty insane. Misan Harriman already has such a beautifully creative eye. He definitely knows how to capture the essence of a person or a place or anything that he is photographing. So to see him to be able to translate that to film was remarkable for me because I've been following his career as a photographer. So it was really great to see his directorial debut. Well, Netflix hosted an event for the after, and we get to talk all about it. And guess who was in attendance? The Duchess of Sussex. Not surprising, but really exciting. So I'm going to take a look at this People magazine article dissecting the event, and I actually found this article because Misan Harriman shared it. So I trust the facts that are in the article because he stood by them. So let's hop over and take a look. Meghan Markle chats with David Oyelowo and Misan Harriman in new photos from surprise Netflix event. The Duchess of Sussex moderated a screening with the director and star of Netflix's short film, The After, and this is written by Stephanie Pettit. Good to see you, girl. Meghan Markle recently reunited with a close friend. In newly released photos, the Duchess of Sussex, wearing a monochrome brown ensemble, moderates a special screening of Netflix's short film, The After, with the film's star David Oyelowo and director Misan Harriman. The chat took place on November 15th at a private residence in Montecito, California, where Meghan lives with Prince Harry and their 2 children. The 18-minute film marks Harriman's directorial debut. According to Netflix, The After delivers one of the most honest, gut-wrenching portrayals of grief ever captured on camera. The short film tells the story of Deo, a London man who witnesses a horrific attack that changes his life and forces him to start a journey of healing and reconnecting. In the role of Deo, David Oyelowo from Selma and Nightingale gives a profound and emotionally charged performance. In an Instagram post, Harriman said it was extra special to have Meghan and so many of my film idols watch this film. Harriman said in an interview with Krish Majumdar that despite his success in photography, cinema was his first love. I found joy, I found love, safety, solace in cinema and VHS and Betamax videos in the earliest of days, Harriman said. I really didn't think I deserved to have the opportunity to be a storyteller and was kind of programmed to just be happy to be able to consume great art. As I found a sense of stability and love and thus self-love in my life, I am now confident enough to try and have a point of view as a filmmaker. I want to pause there real quick. How courageous to admit that. Misan Harriman is very vulnerable, which I'm not surprised, again, when you can capture some of the images and the feeling behind it the way he does. You kind of have to be in a vulnerable space to not only capture that, but to present it to the world and be open to the feedback that you get and be open to sharing it in a mass way. So he's definitely courageous in the way that he's able to be vulnerable, but to hear that he had self-doubt when it came to storytelling, tisk tisk. I'm glad that he overcame that. And that's great to know that not only did he face that in his journey, but that was just an obstacle that is now in his past. I can't wait to see the new heights that he surmounts with this newfound courage. In addition to having a partnership deal between Netflix and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Archwell Productions, Meghan has previous connections to both men. I know what they mean. There may have been a better way to word this. I'm just really big on wording, intent, and messaging. I'm not a big fan of the way that was worded, but okay. Earlier this year, Meghan and Harry's Archwell Foundation announced the donation of school supplies and menstrual products to young women in Nigeria in partnership with the Gianco Foundation, whose David Oyelowo Leadership Scholarship provides full tuition, medical care, and emotional support to young female victims of terrorism and gender inequality in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Misan Harriman is behind many of Prince Harry and Meghan, Duchess of Sussex's portraits. The Nigerian-born British photographer snapped the royal couple's second pregnancy announcement in February of 2021, and later the first official photo of their daughter, Princess Lilibet, at her first birthday party. Harriman also appeared in the Harry and Meghan series, which debuted on Netflix last December, and has come to their defense on multiple occasions. He's a good friend. after a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex told People that Harry, Meghan, and her mother, Doria Ragland, were involved in a near-catastrophic car chase while being pursued by a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi in New York City in May. Harriman tweeted, quote, "They need to be protected. This is unacceptable and terrifying. They have babies at home. Sigh." Referencing the couple's children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. The Duchess of Sussex made a surprise appearance via video to introduce the photographer, entrepreneur, and social activist via video before his TED Talk earlier this year.
Our next speaker has an unmatched eye for a good photograph. I've experienced his talent firsthand as he has captured many meaningful milestones for me and my family. And I know there are many others who share in this experience. His lens has photographed everything from events that have changed the world, invisible moments we all desperately needed to see, along with some of the planet's most recognizable faces. But this was not always his path, and you might be surprised to hear not who, but what he credits for his success. I am so thrilled to welcome to the TED stage my dear friend, Misan Harriman.
What it's done over those 10 years is given me this amazing amount of knowledge and experience, now perfectly positioned to be their voice and champion their cause.
You've shown us the power in not defining people by assumption, or their backstory, or past pain, but rather instead on their ability, how they show up, and who they are in the present.
Family is about connection. It's about supporting one another and accepting the imperfections and differences that exist. Family is the best medicine, but when you see that permeate to other countries, 23 nations competing in a big reason why we started the family program has now gone viral internationally. And is impacting so many.
Any military prison, for them to know that their family members are being taken care of, that's a huge burden off of them. So they can.
It took so much weight off our shoulders.
As someone who receives an incredible amount of support from those who enjoy my channel and community work, I want to ask that you please direct any monetary support that you wish to gift me during this holiday season to Fisher House Foundation. That includes family and friends. Yes, that means you too, Mom and Daddy. No gifts to me this year. Send it all to Fisher House Foundation. So feel free to use the link below to donate to the Fisher House Foundation.
There's a community, near and far, surrounding our servicemen and women when they deploy, and long after they come home. It takes a village, and is for the village, is having people surround you who understand. To remind us above all else, in this international family, no one gets left behind. We are Invictus, together.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tonight. Not only did Misan Harriman's directorial debut, the Netflix original short film The After, get a special screening in November, but it was recently nominated for a 2024 ASTRA Award. So we're going to take a look at this article detailing what an ASTRA Award is and what category the film was nominated in. It's just racking up wins, just like I assumed it would. So this article is titled, Newly Rebranded Hollywood Creative Alliance Announced Nominations for the 2024 ASTRA Awards. Barbie and Oppenheimer lead the ASTRA Film and Creative Arts Awards, taking place January 6, 2024, and this is written by Shadon Larkey. This morning, the Hollywood Creative Alliance's Vice Chair, Yang Chavez, Head of Member Engagement, Giandra LeBeouf, and Secretary Morgan Rojas were joined by Miss Marvel star Anjani Bamaini and Melora Hardin, I love Melora Hardin, from Golden Vanity to announce the nominations for the 2024 ASTRA Film and Creative Arts Awards on the official HCA YouTube channel. During the announcement, Chavez also revealed that comedian Jimmy O. Yang could serve as the host for the upcoming event. How exciting. I like Jimmy O. Yang. Winners of the 2024 ASTRA Film Awards will be revealed during the live-streamed event, which will be broadcast globally from the historic Biltmore Hotel in Los Angeles, California on Saturday, January 6, 2024, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. The ASTRA Creative Arts Awards winners will be revealed on Monday, February 26, 2024 at City Market Social House in Los Angeles. Greta Gerwig's Barbie led the ASTRA Awards nominations with 15, while Christopher Nolan's smash hit Oppenheimer was directly behind it with 14. The Barbenheimer phenomenon dominated the box office this summer by bringing in over $2 billion worldwide between the two films. Barbie and Oppenheimer each received a nomination for Best Picture, Director, and Cast Ensemble. In addition, individual stars from each film received a lot of love from the HCA. Margot Robbie received a Best Actress nomination, while her co-stars Ryan Gosling and America Ferrera received a Best Supporting Actor and Actress nomination. Cillian Murphy received a Best Actor nomination alongside his co-star Robert Downey Jr. for Best Supporting Actor. And so it goes on to talk about the other nominees, but I actually want to talk about The After, and The After was nominated for Best Short Film alongside the ABCs of Book Banning, an MTV documentary film, and of course The After, which is Netflix, The Last Repair Shop, which is a Searchlight picture, Once Upon a Studio, Walt Disney, Strange Way of Life, Sony Pictures, and The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, another Netflix film. Good luck to Misan Harriman, to the cast of The After, and to Netflix. You have 2 films in this category, so your chances are looking good, but I actually hope it goes to The After. I'm going to be watching January 6th, and I will definitely let you know if it takes home the award. I'm really excited for it to get so much buzz because with it being a short film, I was worried that it would kind of get like lost in the melee. Netflix is always releasing something new. And with this being Misan Harriman's directorial debut, that can be very daunting to put out your first project as a director or any other type of creative when you're going into a new space and worry that it's not going to get the buzz. So I am so glad the spotlight has been firmly on The After. It definitely deserves it. And if you still have not watched this film, what is taking you so long? I can't give you my user login, but I'm pretty sure Netflix has some deals. So go get your account on Netflix and watch this film and come back and watch my recap and let me know what you think. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a little bit short, but I really wanted to focus only on this. I really want The After. I want people to see The After. And I think because it's a short film, it's not getting the promo that most films get when they're new on Netflix. So I've been singing its praises, and I feel like everyone should watch this film. I feel like, especially in the last few years, we've been going through so much as a global community, but here in the US, I can speak for us. We have been going through a lot. If it's not one thing, it's another. And then post-pandemic, now the pandemic looks like it's about to come back. It's always something. Then you've got the wars breaking out, the potential genocide breaking out. Like, it's a lot. And it can be really scary to feel. It takes a lot of courage to feel. You almost kind of go into a hole because you feel like if you let just a little bit out, the floodgates will swing open and you can't control it. But I just want to remind you to feel. It is part of the human experience, and you have to. It'll do a world of good. And I feel like this film was such a stopping point for me to pause and say, are you feeling, or are you pushing through things real quick? Because you have to feel them. If you don't feel them now, they're going to come back later. And it's never fun the second time around. Just go and do it now. But anyway, I feel like The After was not only an enjoyable watch, but it had a lot to it. And I love the messaging behind it. Even in my recap, I didn't share everything because I wanted you to still have that experience. So, as with all my recaps. So if you haven't seen The After, please go watch it. And if you have, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, with Meghan moderating the event, did she not look good in that brown? She looked phenomenal. I thought she just looked absolutely amazing. I was so glad to see her, and I hope we eventually get more details on her appearance and the moderation and the event of it in itself. So I hope we get more information, and if we do, you already know, we will talk about it here. Well, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and share so that more people can find the channel. And through the month of December, I am still holding my fundraiser for Fisher House Foundation. So feel free to hit that donate button. That goes directly to Fisher House. And because it's charity, YouTube is not taking any fees. They get 100% of your donation. Fisher House will get 100% of your donation. No fees deducted because it's a giving and because it's charity. So please don't forget to use that donate button. Whether it's $1, $100, $1,000, please give, especially around this time of year, and show up for our military veterans, service members, and their families. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.